I don't wanna waste my life. I don't wanna waste my life. Sometimes when the beat hits, it's just some things there's no going back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not the one with the issues. I hear you. Now here is your tissue. If I'm moving too fast, I might have to dismiss you. And it's really too bad, cause I really will miss you. But I'm not the one with the issues. I left them at church when I made it official. I murdered the curse with my own benediction. Left God in the dirt, call it death of the fiction. Superstition will be serving eviction. Competition will be left in a ditch. Oh my God, it's too damn hot in this kitchen. The fishes and men are now sleeping with fishes. Oops, my bad, I guess I'm moving too vicious. Verses sold, I gotta put them on your wish list. Bless my soul, cause I'm dodging your little hit list. I guess you know you just lost another witness. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go, I'm out of here. I can do anything, fuck your opinions and energy. I finally got the epiphany, my biggest hindrance was God can't do nothing but fail. Greater is me, I never needed your deity. All of this human capacity, when it gets rough I can pick myself up and prevail. Cause I don't need anything other than people who fuck with me. Good business, it starts with your company. That's why your boy is obsessed with community. Cause greater is we can create opportunity. Doing what God never did, cause God never could. But the people is all we need. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go, I'm out of here. Let me go, I'm out of here. Let me go, I'm out of here. Let me go, I'm out of here.
Welcome in, everybody. It's what I was about to say. It's a Friday. Why does it feel like a Friday? It's Monday, man. How are y'all doing on this beautiful Monday evening? We have an incredible conversation for you tonight. And I know it's been a while since I've done a live on the evening, right? I've been normally hitting y'all at noon. But listen, y'all, I think this is going to be a really conversation. I've not had this brother on the channel in a while. I want to say the last time that I've had him on was probably when we were doing our what is that called? When we did our first secular Sunday. When we did our first Sunday session right here on the channel, which at this moment has been a little bit over 2 years. So tonight we're going to be having a very good conversation. As you're coming in, make sure you like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the stream so that other people can get in on this conversation. I've titled this video, "Why Are Black People Leaving the Church?" And I'm curious, is that a curiosity of yours? Is that something you're interested in? And let me get my chat open so I can actually see y'all. Welcome in. Oh, there's a bot in there. That's dope. All right. So as y'all are coming on in the room, let us know where you're watching from. Because by the way, you could be watching with your neighbor. Who knows? So let us know where you're watching from as you're coming in. Tonight's conversation, man, the leading question that I'm starting with is, why are Black people leaving the church? And how has the Black church failed Black people? And I'm not just going to be having this conversation by myself tonight. This is going to be a deconstruction type of conversation. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I'm going to bring Volcy on, and I'm going to let him introduce himself a little bit, and then we're going to jump in some questions, because I think this is a phenomenon that's worthy of talking about. And let me get back over here on my chat. I'm gonna try to be paying attention to this chat, y'all. But y'all listen, y'all, if y'all would show some love, for Volcy from Volcy Thoughts. Man, welcome in. How are you doing, bro? Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Let me see.
That should do it.
There we go. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. All right, how's it going, y'all? How's it going? I appreciate y'all for being patient. I'm just getting home, so looking a little rough. Yeah, I mean, because work has been a little bit crazy, but hey, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Darante, for having me back on. I've wanted to do this again with you for a while. You know what I mean? Especially I definitely want to do more of the videos and the content that you do. I mean, debating is fun, but all that is fun, but you know, I do want to put out some information, put out some good perspectives out there, and also just like what we're gonna be talking about today, you know, building community, because that's one of the main reasons why I've started making content to build that community, and especially for people who are us, you know, non-religious people of our ethnicity, of our group. We want to build that up for each other, and because there's not a lot of spaces for it. As y'all can see, wifey's in the background. So.
Hey,
see you later, baby.
Ain't nothing wrong with that at all, man.
Yeah, she never wants to be in the camera, but I always tell her it's all right. You know what I mean? We love her. Love you, babes.
Oh man. Oh man. All right, I love it. Well, I got a question for you, man, to get us started out, and to get get us opened up, man. Would you tell our audience a little bit about your background and what your deconstruction journey has looked like? How did you get to this place? So tell us, what led you to walk away from the faith or to leave religion?
Gotcha. I definitely love talking about this subject, and just for anybody who's wondering, I'm the evil twin. All right, Darante's the good one. I'm the evil twin. But my deconstruction journey was a long one. You know, I started off in the church. Unlike what a lot of Christian apologists like to put out there, especially here on YouTube and TikTok, we're not all church hurt, right? I always start off with that. I always tell people that my fondest memories are still from the church. You know, my Christmases, Easters, all of the kid stuff that I used to do when I was a kid, you know, hide and go seek, all of that. The first place I did that was in the church. My first crush, the church. My first girlfriend, the church. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things that I was ingratiated into church youth culture. You know what I mean? I was part of the youth choir. I was one of the young pastors and everything like that. The guy who's gonna come up and take over the church because my dad is the second in command pastor. You know, I mean, he's first in command now ever since the other one stepped down. But he's the second in command pastor, so they always expected me to go ahead and take over the church because the first in command, his kids went to another church. They moved to DC and stuff like that. So they looked to me to take it over. You know, so even the main pastor's kids, they were, even when they would visit, they were like, "Oh, you're the one that's gonna take over," you know, because we're not living in Miami anymore. So they told me I will take over. So it was just one of those things where I always knew that I was going to be basically leader of the church. I was always preaching, all that good stuff. And let me tell you, if you want to hear some sermons, I can make you some sermons. But I mean, wifey always says, you know, it's good that I didn't go down that path because, boy, I probably would have started a nature boy thing. You know what I mean? She always says, like, I'm charismatic, I'm good looking. It would have been crazy. But besides that, what when I started to get older, of course, I've always had questions, right? That happens all the time. We all have questions. We're always questioning what's going on, what's truly out there. And of course, as a kid, I was very inquisitive as a kid. I used to always ask, you know, where did Cain's wife come from? I think that was the first question I ever asked the Bible. Every time I think the first time I ever questioned the Bible was when I said that. Where did Cain's wife come from?
Yeah.
You know, and that was number one. And then I think number two was, where did all the water go when Noah's Ark happened, right? Like, where did all the water go? Like, that was the second question. The third question that really got into questioning God's character was, why did God make a bet to make someone's life miserable? With Satan. That was with Job, you know. And of course, all this time people are saying, oh, don't question God.
Yeah.
These are his words, yada yada yada, things like that, right? Things of that matter. So when I started to realize this, right, and these things were always pushed in the back of my head, of course, always put in the back of my head because they were, you're the pastor's son, and not supposed to be asking these type of questions. I always knew that the answers will come, but it was one of those things where like, all right, the answer's gonna come later.
Yeah.
Of course it didn't. When I graduated and I got to high school, I got to college. My first semester in college, I needed to take an elective. And I'm like, all right, I got to take some electives. What's some good electives for me to take? Philosophy. I heard about that in high school, right? I took history in high school, so philosophy shouldn't be a problem. Big mistake. So, in my philosophy class, my professor challenged me with something after we wrote about who we are. Now, of course, the meme back then, I'm pretty sure you know about it, Darante, was I'm a Christian and nothing can shake my faith.
Oh,
that was the meme back then, right? So that's all I was. That's how I ended off my essay. I was like, I'm gonna write this atheist professor, a powerful essay, because back then I'm brainwashed thinking that all your college professors are these evil atheist people who's gonna tell you God doesn't exist. That's what I thought. So at the end of my paragraph, I said, I'm writing bars. I'm writing bars. I said, I am a Christian and nothing can shake my faith. And I put a period. I'm like, I love this. Right. And I turned it in. And my professor was like, hey, you guys, turn in from very good essays, especially you who are religious in this course, like very, very good religious essays. And he pointed me out. He's like, yours was very, very good. Like you write very, very well. He said, but I noticed something. You told me what you believed, but you didn't tell me why you believed it. He said that's what this course is going to be about. And he said it wasn't just to point out to me. He said yours was a very good essay, but I just got to point that out to you. I want to point that out to everybody because there's other people who did the same thing. Everybody told me what y'all believed, but y'all didn't tell me why y'all believed it. This is what we're going to be getting into, and this is what epistemology is about. So okay, that was interesting. And the thing is, what took me aback is I wasn't offended by what he said. Right? It was I've never been asked that question. Why do I believe what I believe? So I said, I'm going to have to not just prove it to this professor, but somehow find a way to see what was the reason that I chose to believe this. It's only because of my parents, and I realized that I was like, ever since I've been a kid, this is all I've known. I said, I believe this because it's the truth, right? This is what I was given. My parents wouldn't lie to me. So I was just assuming that it was true. So I was one of those people. I said, you know what? I have to go out and go ahead and prove this true. That's when I learned about apologetics at the first. Now, the first apologetics that I ran into was Kirk Cameron, right? That's the first apologetics. Yeah, Kirk Cameron and what was the other? Ray Comfort. That's the other guy. Ray
Comfort. Yes.
I ran into Kirk Cameron and Ray Comfort. And of course, they're going on to Christians. I mean, not going on to Christians, but going on to people saying, oh, you're a liar and a cheater and adulterer at heart and stuff like that. But something about this didn't make sense to me. I was looking at these apologetics. I'm like, this is really not convincing. You know what I mean? Because I said, I'm going to put myself in the other side of the aisle. Let's say I'd never believed. If someone came up to me and said this, would it convince me? I'm like, I don't know, man. It's not to seem convincing. So I started looking at other people, and I think that's when I found William Lane Craig. That's when I found people like Kent Hovind, stuff like that. And around this time is when YouTube first came out, right? This is around 2007, 2008. Yeah, I'm old, y'all. Y'all see the grays, right? So I'll see them. So around 2008, I was on YouTube. I was one of those people who were the first YouTubers, the first commenters on YouTube to be debating everybody. That was the early debate phases, the YouTubes. That's where it was. So that's when I ran into The Amazing Atheist. I ran into Thunderfoot. I ran into Aaron Raw. Those were the first skeptic community, and I started watching 15 Foundational Falsehoods of Creationism. I started watching Why Do People Laugh at Creationists? So I go ahead and I went ahead and started like researching a lot of stuff, right? Because evolution was something that was always in the back of my head. I was like, okay, if evolution happened, then God made it happen. I mean,
Yeah.
I was one of those people. I was like, God made it happen. But then I started to realize that, where did Adam and Eve come from then? Were they the first, Homo erectus with souls, or what? Like, what? How did that work out? So I like to call this like dominoes. I'm from the Caribbean, so we play dominoes a lot. When you line up dominoes next to each other and you knock them down, right? They all fall.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. It was all dominoes. When I started to realize, okay, Adam and Eve can't be true because of evolution, right? So after Adam and Eve knocked down, then Noah's Ark got knocked down, then Tower of Babel got knocked down, then more and more problems I'm seeing in the Bible is getting knocked down, and all the questions that I had had one as a kid kept on flooding back. It all kept on flooding back. I'm like, man, what? It's a lot of the things that I've been taught are either untrue or a lot more complex than what I was led to believe.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that there are other religions out there. Christianity isn't the only one. They all have their own creation myths and everything like that. They all have their own creation stories. How do I know mine is true? Because that question was still there. You told me what you believed. Why do you believe it?
Yeah.
So I started to really, really question, like, what is the truth here? What is happening? Because we can't all these religions can't be right.
Yeah.
But they all can be wrong, which is another thing that I heard on YouTube. You know what I mean? And it was really funny because around that time, that's when I heard the meme, YouTube is where religion goes to die. That's the first time I heard that meme, but I was panicking around this time. I was really panicking. I'm like, this is something that is the foundation of my being.
Yeah.
And that's what's beat into you as Christians. I'm pretty sure as well.
Absolutely.
It's the foundation of everything you are. You cannot separate that from your identity. And then I start to have to unpack that. I'm like, I need to unpack this. Can I separate Christian from who I am? Can I separate Christian from, well, my name is Bethanokel, but can I separate that from who Bethanokel is?
Yes,
is that possible to do? And I had to learn that, yeah, it's possible. You can do that. At the end of the journey, long story short, at the end of the journey, I had to ask myself two very important questions. As a person who has always been on the academic side of things, of all my friends, I was always like the academic. My nickname growing up was the brain. I think so. They got it from Arthur, of course, because I wore glasses back then.
Wow.
If you ever watched the TV show Arthur, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, that was my nickname back then, the brain. So, because I was always helping out with computers and stuff like that. So I was always the more academic one. I'm thinking, can I believe something with no evidence that is true? That was a very important question I had to ask, because at the end of the day, can you do that? Is it possible to do? And I told myself, nah, I really can't. I can't believe something with no evidence, because I don't do that for anything else. Anything else that anybody claimed that had no evidence, I never believed it. So why is this one the special one? And that led me to my second question I had to ask myself. Do I need this?
Yes. Yeah.
And if I don't have this anymore, will I still have purpose? Will I still have drive? Will I still have morals? Will I still be the same person that my parents raised me to be? The question to that was yes.
Yeah.
And so that means the answer was of, do I need this? The answer is no.
Nope.
I don't. So if I don't need it and there's no evidence that's true and I can't believe things that are not true, I'm not convinced by things that are not true, should I still call myself a Christian or still believe this?
Yeah.
At that point, that's when I realized that, no, I don't believe in this anymore. But even that caused a panic in my head, because I'm like, nah, I gotta believe in a God. There's some sort of God that's out there, right? So maybe it's not the Christian God, but God is the foundation of all being. You know what I mean? He's like the universe. And I started to think more of myself, like, man, if God is not separate from the wind, planets, stars, or my cell phone, that's basically similar to no God at all.
Right.
So,
yes.
Like, I might as well just not believe it anymore. You know what I mean? But I was trying to hold on to it for a while. I even went down the whole manifesting
Come on.
corridor. I even
That
went
was
down
definitely going to be one of my questions.
yeah, I even went down that corridor, the
Man.
manifesting thing, and that's when I realized, man, this is stupid. They don't-
Yes.
this
It's like
sounds
I'm doing the
ridiculous,
same
you know?
thing again. I'm doing it.
Yeah,
I'm right back into it.
right
You
back
know,
into it.
like
I'm just making the universe my God instead of just appreciating the universe for what it is. You know?
absolutely. But I think you hit on some really good things here. One of the biggest things, especially as you were bringing it to that end, is that idea of asking yourself these two questions. And it's of course, why do I believe it? But like, honestly, do I need this? Does it actually change anything? And I think that's where a lot of people who were heavily involved in church, it wasn't just enough to see that, hey, scripture is broken in some areas, nor was it just enough to see that, hey, the church isn't as helpful as I thought it was going to be,
Exactly.
because we see a lot of that while going through the process. What it ends up having, what it would like literally, because I had to go through that same thing. I had to get to the place where I realized, like, no, this is an unnecessary variable in my life. It does nothing. It does not change me. It does not make me a better person. It doesn't improve me. On my worst days, it doesn't do anything. On my best days, it
Mhm.
doesn't do anything. And so it's like we literally have to get to the place of realizing that this thing is absolutely useless before we can actually see the amount of harm that it actually causes. And that's a wild take. But there's another thing you said that, like, and my brain went off as soon as you said it, but it's when your professor asks you, why do you believe what you believe?
Exactly.
And you said something very honest, and this is something that I do challenge a lot of us in the secular community to realize, is that many believers have never had the opportunity to answer that question. That question doesn't exist in the context of much of the Christian faith. There
Exactly.
is no why do you believe. That we have hermeneutics and homiletics for that.
Mhm.
Everything is already predetermined. The answers that are typically provided in Christianity usurp the question. They assume the question. They assume that this is the most important question to everybody, and then leave out the things that you were really curious about. So just for example, pulling from Volcy's story here, they tell you that God got so upset that he had to kick Adam and Eve out of the garden and stuff like that, and their sons had to find new wives. And it's like, wait a minute, you've given me this detail about all of this cursing you've done. Where the hell did these other people come from? How are
Where
they
did it come
getting
from?
married?
It's like, where did it come from? Like,
Yes.
and it's from the land of Nod. When do we have lands now? What
But
happened? Like,
yes. How did
there's a
Nod
there's
get a
a
name?
how did it get a name? Like, yo, there's big pieces missing here. Like, what is happening? Like, I need to know. Is like, was this after Tower of Babel or before? Like,
Right.
there's a land now. Like, what happened? Is like, when you learn linguistics, is like,
Mhm.
how do you confirm the Tower of Babel now? Because according to linguistics, the oldest languages on the planet are either from
Mm.
Africa or India. So it's like, where did all that come from? Like, where was Tower of Babel at? And
Come
the
on.
rivers that they're naming in the Bible, they're all in the Middle East, but humanity came out of Africa, right? So it's like, where
Yes.
this is all very, very confusing. You know?
Yes. Oh man, I love this. Yeah, it's a whole bag of confusion, and I love the fact that you highlighted the issue with Job. That was always very difficult for me. Like, wait a minute, how is this the good guy and he's gambling with somebody's life? Like, this
Yeah.
is, and then and it made me like, because it's described as Job is blameless, he's perfect, he's upright.
Mhm.
But I'm looking at him like, this dude don't really seem to care about his family that much, because like God is just picking him off like fleas, and he's more upset at himself for not being righteous enough, and that was
Mhm.
scary to me. Or even the Tower of Babel, just knowing that, wait a minute, so God just knocked it down because they're working together, because they're united, like, and I mean, and that's literally how it's written. And
Mhm.
so I think, like, one of the biggest dangers was taking the Bible out of its mythological and historical context and trying to make it this divine truth, because it just doesn't work that way. But you mentioned you got into the manifesting stuff, and that was actually going to be one of my next questions. What other
Mhm.
paths did you experiment with after leaving Christianity. Like as a black man, there are a lot of options. I'm sure the Nation of Islam was recruiting at some point.
What?
Hebrew Israelites are knocking on the door. So like, tell us what that experience was like.
Man, let me tell you. Now, I grew up in Miami. What a lot of people now this is a very a Caribbean place, right? But
yeah,
majority of the black people who live in Miami are actually African American. Like, it's not Haitian. Like,
wow.
A lot of people get that confused. Yeah, the majority of black people from Miami are actually African American. You know what I mean? Now, we have a lot of mix, of course. It's a lot of mix. So because of that, just like how you said, Nation of Islam is everywhere down here. Matter of fact, one of the temples, one of the first temples of Nation of Islam is here in Miami. Well, I'm not in Miami anymore, but in Miami, one of the first temples is there, Temple 29, I think. So yeah, it was there. Now, I met Nation of Islam folks, and the bean pies are pretty good, but I'm not. I wasn't convinced by what they were saying, you know.
Yeah.
But of course, you had the Purple Power Rangers.
Yes.
You know, you had them as well, and those guys. What's hilarious about them is that, you know, they say that the 12 tribes of Judah are, you know, the African American and the Jamaican and the Haitian and the Hispanics and everything like that. They're the 12 tribes, right? So of course, like, I grew up in a neighborhood called Little Haiti. Okay. So when I used to go, you know, get my haircut, when I did have hair, y'all, I had hair back then, trust me. But when I did have to go ahead and, you know, get my haircut and everything like that, I used to go to Little Haiti, and in a church, right in front of a church, who do I see there? The Purple Power Rangers on their megaphones, just yelling at us to not go into the church, yelling at us to not go into the restaurant and get us some fried pork. You know what I mean? Because that's a dish over in Haiti, fried pork. So they just yelling and screaming and ranting and raving at us. And and one day I had to go up to them and be like, "Hey, bro, why y'all yelling at us for, man? Like, what is this even about? What is going on?" And they're like, "Man, brother, if you read this part of the Bible, this part says that they will be taken on ships and enslaved. That's us."
Deuteronomy
like
28.
Deuteronomy. I'm like, "Hey, y'all know that there was a war between the Jews and the Romans, and, you know, that's part of it, right? Like, like they're that prophecy actually applies to them too. Like, so, like, yeah, and we're the true Jews. There's no such thing as a Jewish. You know what I mean? There's no ethnicity that's an ish." And I said, "Bro, what do you call people from Turkey?
Come on now."
Like, what do you mean? I said, "All right, this is crazy. This is crazy. I'm not even, I can't even entertain this." That's why me and Black Atheist Rants, we do a thing on Sundays where we say Black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite.
Yes.
And the reason why we added Hebrew Israelite in there is because of that. Yep. Because, like, they want to, for some reason, what's that word called again? Like, culture vulture off of someone else's culture. They want to appropriate someone else's culture, and it's so ridiculous because Africa itself, you know what I mean, and the entire Africa diaspora has a powerful, beautiful story.
Yes, sir.
We have such a powerful, beautiful story, and it's not just Western Africa. If you look in Central Africa, the Congo, civilizations and the kingdoms that existed there, powerful, beautiful kingdoms. Eastern Africa, the Ajuran Empire, the Aksum, not Ashanti, but Aksum, and all those places, right? The Lunda state, Great Zimbabwe.
Come on now.
Beautiful cultures, beautiful history. And it's like, we don't need to say that we're from somewhere else. I understand y'all want to be on the winning team, you know what I mean? Because they seem to be the ones that's winning now. But y'all, Africa can be a Wakanda if we want. Yeah, I mean, and we know why it's not. It's due to neocolonialism. It's due to people who are brainwashed in neocolonialism. That's the reason why. Other than that, it can be when we take it over again. You know, so we have a beautiful story. You know what I mean? African Americans have a very, very powerful history. Hell, Haitians have a very, very powerful history. Jamaica has a very, very powerful history. You know, Bahamas, you'll be surprised how much of a powerful history Bahamas has. Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia also had a slave rebellion after Haiti had one. St. Lucia had one, and Jamaica had one. You know what I mean? Cuba had one. These are all powerful histories that we just don't talk about because we want to be from the Levant reason of Hebrew people that had nothing to do with us, a foreign culture that has
Come
nothing
on
to do with
now.
us. We need
Ooh.
to, like, when it comes to them, right? It's one of those things where I'm like, they are so like they don't want to be the losers of history,
Yeah.
but everybody goes through an L in history. I mean,
Come
look at
on.
China.
Yeah.
The reason
Yes.
why China is the way that it is right now is because they literally say that the 18th and 19th century were the century of humiliation. They literally say
Wow.
that. They said this was the century of humiliation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like right now, I think in maybe when we're gone, maybe in 200 years from now, we're gonna call this the African Dark Times. It really is. We're living through the African Dark Time. This is what it is. But in 200 years, we may not see it, but our great grandkids will see it.
Yeah.
I wish we could be alive to see it, but I'm telling y'all, our great grandkids are gonna enjoy the fruits of what African can be. They really are.
Yeah.
We're just living through the dark times. It is what it is. Now, maybe we can, clone ourselves one day, but if that's possible, bring me back. I want to enjoy it.
Bring me back. Yes.
Bring me back.
Oh man. Well, I like this line of thinking because number one, that was definitely a problem that I saw myself, just with a lot of different avenues that begin to open up for Black people based off identity, where it almost felt like the only way we could be validated is if we were tied to the people in the book. And so the idea became, well, we just got to be the people in the book. And that really, even in my last few years as a pastor, didn't really sit well with me. Because like, why would we be outsourcing our ancestry? Why would we outsource our history when we can just do the real work and get our history?
Exactly.
And in this house, January 1st is always celebrated because of 1804. In this house, January 1st is always celebrated because of 1804. Like that's because that's how powerful that history is there.
Yeah,
man.
And I love that, and we stay doing that, and this is the reason why, like, I don't, I'm not an anti-theist. You know what I mean? Because I know the church still brings a lot of community. Because just like how you said, January 1st, guess where I'm at? It's for the soup now. Yeah. It's for the soup, but it's for the soup. But it's for the soup. I ain't gonna lie, it's for the soup. But also, I know that on January 1st, we all know that there are Christmas and New Year's. There are Christmas and Easter Christians, right?
Yep.
Christians who only show up on Easter, Christians who only show up on Christmas. But when it comes to Haitian culture, there's three of those. There's Christmas, there's Easter, but there's also New Year's. On New Year's, all the people that you didn't see in church for the entire year, you're gonna see them on New Year's. So every time I go to a church on New Year's, guess who I'm seeing? I'm seeing someone I haven't seen for 5 to 6 years. Yeah, you know what I mean, I'm seeing like someone that I grew up with, some of my best friends. Like,
that's such a good point.
Exactly. I'm seeing even my first girlfriend and everything. I'm seeing her again. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even though we're not together and I'm happy where I'm at, she said where she's at, we're still like have that connection where we're like, yo, like, we explored love together. You know what I mean? And that's still a powerful connection for our community. And we can still talk, have an hour conversation, see how each other's going, and that be it. You know what I'm saying? But it's still that connection that we all have. People that it's like people that I grew up with. My old youth pastor, I saw him this past New Year, 2026. I saw my old youth pastor, and I saw another pastor that I haven't seen for maybe 15 years. Because he moved. I think he moved to Texas, but he came back this year, and now like I saw him again. I'm like, yo, it's Pastor Greg. Like, hey, how's it going? So it's one of those things that even though I don't believe anymore, I still like going back to my dad's church just for those reasons, to see the people that I haven't seen for a while.
Well, I think what you're hinting at here that so many people often overlook is that there's a rhythm behind the ritual, right? See, I think so many times we think about the ritual, and we tend, especially on this side of things, only think about the supernatural and superstitious attachments to it. So we assume that everybody who's showing up to church for something is showing up for these very superstitious reasons, but there's actually a rhythm behind the ritual that often gets overlooked. And Volcy just did a great job of highlighting that. But like, even when I was a pastor, like just right here in Alabama, when I pastored, Easter and watch night, which is what we called New Year's, Easter and watch night. Those are like the Super Bowl for church. We knew we were going to be seeing people we had not seen in a long time. Now, as a pastor, I'm thinking about that from a growth perspective, right? We're going to have high attendance. Giving is going to be good. We got to make sure everybody's taken care of. But what the insight Volcy just gave, though, is that there are people who are showing up that day knowing that, oh, I'm about to see such and such who I ain't seen in a long time. I'm going to be able to reconnect with somebody else. I'm going to be able to see my friends. I'm going to be able to catch up on memories. And as a social species, that cannot be overstated. It's those things that strengthen us. It's those things that we pull our motivation from, our ambition, our drive, our sense of self. And that has been one of the things that's kind of bothered me. And y'all know I ain't shy about it. It bothered me a little bit about what I see sometimes in our spaces now, because we don't create enough space for people to be people. We create so many spaces that are just charged on what we don't like and what we don't love and what we hate, that we're not building spaces that cultivate life. And if you want to be strong enough to fight, you got to have some life in you. You got to have some life in you. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to go there because this is good conversation, man.
No, it's absolutely facts. Absolutely facts. You know, I mean, this is one of the things when I gotta get you on that series, because I used to do a series on my Black Atheist Coalition channel called Atheist Testimonials. And it's the same thing that you say. I wanna get y'all information on, you know, how you came to be where you are today, you know, going through your journey, what you hope to see. How was it? Because of course, us being, you know, non-believers, the dating sphere gets hard.
Come on
you know?
now. Yeah.
So, because one thing I'll tell you about Black folks is that we love us some Jesus.
Oh, we love some Jesus.
Love some Jesus, man. And and the thing is, you will think that because the Black church is majority women, that it would only be the women who put a big deal on that. Now it's the men too, because every single Black atheist female that I've heard from, they're like, listen, these men, they want to make sure that you also a woman of God and everything like that, and they want to change how you dress and change how you talk and everything like that. And one thing that's funny that I came up with, it's kind of funny because, like, when I was going through the dating sphere as well, I've had a lot of issues. I had a lot of issues with it too, because they would say, you know, you're everything that I would like a man to have, you know, confidence, looks. Now I'm not tall, but you know, a lot of them just kind of overlook that a lot of times. Yeah, I mean, my wife is taller than me. Yeah, so a lot of them overlook that a lot of times. Yeah, I mean, you're like, you know, you're not tall, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, because you have a good career, you have a good head on your shoulders, a good relationship with your parents, you respect women, everything like that. Yeah, you're not Christian. Yep. You're not Christian. You don't believe in a God. You know what I mean? And I'm always like, y'all, you could go to church if you want. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stop you. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fight you for going to church. Like, fuck.
Come on.
I'm not gonna do anything. Yes. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. But me not being Christian means that, oh, you know, I need to be spiritually fed. Now that is like, okay, I understand. You want that compatibility. I can't knock you for it. But then when they say, you know, you can't lead me properly, oh, Jesus Christ. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Like why do you need to be led?
What does that mean? Oh, okay. I'm at that point, I'm like, all right. But what's funny about that is that they'll say all of that, right? They'll say all of that, and then they'll be like, but you know, my roommate is out tonight. my son or my daughter is with their dad.
Yes.
So you know, like next weekend, you know, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to this club. You know what I mean? You want to come? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, after this, I'm not doing anything. And she's just taking shots of Hennessy. You feel me? So I'm like, I already know what that means, sis.
Wow. Yes.
Now the first couple of times I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, okay, cool. First couple times I'm like, all right, cool.
We in here. Let's go.
We in there. Yeah, all right, cool. But after a while, I'm like, listen, man, I want to look for something real. You know, I want something real. Like at the end of the point, I started to feel kind of objectified. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, man, because you're not, is that all I'm good for? You know what I mean? I'm not, I can't do that no more. So after a while I started saying I'm good. Yeah, I mean, if we're not looking for anything real, if we're not looking to be together, I'm good. I'm at that point, I was like maybe what 31, 32, 33. I was like, I'm good. I went through my whole 20s going through that. I want to find something real, you know. So I don't want to be 40 years old going after 21-year-olds in the club. I ain't doing that. That's creepy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't gonna do that. So I said I want something real, and if I can't have something real with you, then you know it's gonna be is what it is. I'm gonna have to let this go. It's all good and well. Peace. You know what I mean? So now of course, after a while, that's when I was able to find my wife. So it worked out for the best, because my wife is actually she's more into ATR and African traditional religion. Yeah. And what's interesting about that is that African traditional religion does not push proselytizing. Absolutely. It pushes something that we want in our space, which is community. Yeah. That's what it pushes. It pushes honoring your ancestors and being there for your family. It's not this evil thing we all hear about. And me being Haitian, I always hear about Haitian voodoo. I grew up with it, hearing about it being this evil, gross, disgusting, horrible thing, until I actually was able to learn about where it came from and what Haitian voodoo practitioners actually practice. Now, of course, with everything, there's negative sides, right? Yeah. There's mean girl Christianity. We all know about it. We've all seen it. So it's not just something that applies to voodoo, but the point of it, everything about it, it's about community. It's about honoring your ancestors and being together. It's not about, and they don't push proselytization. They don't push that. So, which is why I said, okay, you don't believe it's whatever. It's cool. This is what I'm doing with my ancestors and my family. It's really nobody else's business, which is why, like, after the journey of the whole manifesting thing like that, and after realizing that zodiacs is crazy, zodiac makes no sense at all. Right? Yes. I'm sorry for the I apologize to all the zodiac girlies or guys out there. It's bullshit, y'all. It is. It's complete BS.
You're not a star seed. You weren't planted here by something like.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, y'all, the reason you busted the window out of Buddy car is not because Mercury was in retrograde. All right. You have emotional issues that you need to work out. That's what it's about. Like, bro, that's what it is. You got emotional issues. That's what's going on. Yeah. So it's all about community, and that's something that it's kind of funny, because in my debates, that's what I do when the Christian apologists like to put on their soliloquies or their syllogisms of their apologetics. I said, I could make one up right now. Like, I could make a whole syllogism up to prove that African religion is the one true religion. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if you want to hear it, but I can tell you what it is, and it's actually pretty good.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right. Premise 1: humanity started in Africa.
Okay.
Premise 2: if humanity started in Africa, that implies spirituality started in Africa. Okay. Premise 3: if the spiritual world is real, that would mean that the original spirituality is closer to what the spiritual world will look like. Premise 4: if the spiritual world is real and African spiritual religions are close to what it looked like, then the African spiritual religions are the correct spiritual world. Premise 5: this would imply that, or the conclusion would mean that African traditional religion are the one true religions. Premise 6: Olodumare, the god of West African religion, is the one true God. Completely valid syllogism. Completely valid. And I used to ask people, are you gonna convert to Orisha Yoruba religion at this point? And of course they're gonna say no. Of course they're gonna say no. Like, all right then. So it's like, if my syllogism isn't good enough for you to believe me, why should your syllogism be enough for me to believe you? Like, it's
exactly. Yep.
Same thing,
I love it. Okay, so we've kind of walked through how you deconstructed some of the questions you had and some of the experiences you've had. What made you take the step from, okay, I no longer believe this, to no, I want to make content about this. I want to build community around this. What was the thing that made you get loud about this?
When I started to, when I knew I deconstructed and I didn't believe this anymore, the first thing I did was what Black people tend to do in a very, very, we're just going to say it, a very, very white space.
Yeah.
We look for each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's an issue of history, an issue of safety, because like, once again, like my channel is for everybody, right? Now I am a Black person. I'm very, very pro-Black. My politics is heavily influenced by W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, MLK, Bayard Rustin, Malcolm X, the Black Panthers, Frantz Fanon, Angela Davis, Harriet Tubman, Toussaint Louverture, and Jean-Jacques Dessalines. My politics and my viewpoint is very, very, very influenced by those ladies and men, right?
Yeah,
that's what's influenced. Oh, Marsha P. Johnson, I can't forget about her.
Man.
My politics is very, very influenced by those people, right? So, but that doesn't mean that it's my channel is only for Black people. It's for everybody. But my politics is very, very focused. My social views are very, very focused on Black people. And one thing that I realize is that in our Western society, because we have a white supremacist society, what Black people do out of safety reasons is that if we're in a space where it's majority white people, we automatically try to look for each other. That's what we do. And we do that is exactly because we know that we're more familiar with each other than anybody else.
Absolutely.
My parents, when they first came to the United States, barely speaking English. You know what I mean? My father spoke Spanish, French, Haitian Creole. My mother spoke French and Haitian Creole. You know what I mean? They barely spoke any English at all. But even if that was the case, even if they knew very, very, very little English, they were new immigrants, so they had to, drive taxis, wash dishes, stuff like that. They even said when they came to America, the first thing they did was look for other Black people because they knew. You know what I mean? So when I first started to come out of the when I first deconstructed, I said I'm going to look for content that I like, right, in this space. Of course, I had already long subscribed to someone like Aaron Raw. I was watching Matt Dillahunty on the Eighth Experience, stuff like that. So I was watching all that. I was like, who else is here? I found Mandisa Thomas. This is amazing. Mandisa Thomas is a powerful woman. I found Black Atheist Rants. Subscribe to him. Like, all right, this is great. Bar, I said, this is great. Then I ran into a wall. Like, where everybody else at? Where everybody else at? So I started typing Black atheists, Black non-believers. That's how I got to where those people are. Then I saw an interview on Fox Soul where they actually spoke to Black atheists, and there were some women. So I'm like, I'm gonna look for these women, see who I can follow. I'm looking on Facebook, like, oh, there's a group on Facebook, great. You know what I mean? So I'm looking all. I'm like, hold on. Besides Mandisa, besides Bar, and besides a few others that I watched, where's everybody else? There's really nobody who looks like me that does this content. You know what I mean? Pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, that's when I started being on TikTok a lot more. Started scrolling through TikTok, and guess what I found? I found a lot more people who do the type of content that we like. That look like us. I was like, okay, so this is where they are. You know what I mean? Now, before I even did all that, what I would do is I would first join panels. I would just join up on a panel, you know what I mean? Talk to them, everything like that, but I never did my own content yet. People convinced me to do it because they're like, hey, I see you on this panel, I see you on that panel, but you never go live yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, you should start going live yourself because you have a lot of good viewpoints, you have a lot of good ideas, stuff like that. And I said, you know what? I'm very, very nervous about it. The first time I went live, I sat there for 45 minutes just looking at my phone before pressing live.
People don't know the struggle is real, man.
It's real. I sat there for 45 minutes just looking at my phone because I did not know what I wanted to go live and say. But then I put in the prompt, and my first prompt was, I'm a Black atheist. Come and talk to me. I hit the live button, and that's where it started. It started because I saw nobody like me out there. except for those two and a few others. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe a couple of weeks after my live, that's when I found you, and I said, yes, another one,
Man.
and he's my twin.
Wow.
Yes, you know, so another one. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, we need more and more and more. And I think, truthfully, I think I was probably we were probably first in that wave, to tell you the truth. To you know how they had the whole new atheism thing. You did a video on it. Yeah, they had the whole new atheism thing. What I think this movement is going to be called, of people who look like us, is going to be called the cookout of atheists. I've always said that. We're going to be called the cookout of atheism. You know what I mean? Because
I'm loving it.
Yeah. As soon as we start writing, you know, books, going on, you know, the tours that they went, and having entire websites of it, we're going to be the cookout. I'm telling you, and it's going to be. But what I want from it, though, is for us to, because you said something very, very powerful in your video. How do we create community that isn't simply based on debate and content?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because content is not community.
That's right.
You know, content is not community. We all making content. We're all homies. I mean, that's all good and well, but it's not really community. Yeah, I mean, we have to do something more than just conferences and content. Like, are we here as a space, just like how you said, for people to just be human? And that's something that I ask about in my atheist testimonial series of we can walk and chew gum, right? Do you think we should be out there being activists, or should we be building a community? Now, of course, everybody tells me, hey, we should do both. Yeah, I mean, but there are people out there who tells me, I'm not a content creator. I'm not going to be creating books. I'm not going to be going to these conferences, doing speaking events. If I go to these conferences, it's going to be because I want to be around people who are like-minded. I want people who look like me. That's the only reason I'm going to go to these events. Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason. And that's when I realized us as Black non-believers or Black secular spaces, we want a space that has community. I mean, because that's what Black people look for. We look for community. We you know, for better or worse, the atheist space is very, very white. It just is.
It is.
It's
pretty vanilla, man. It's pretty vanilla.
Now, at the end of the day, America is mostly white. You know what I mean? Europe is mostly white. And most atheists are coming out of the West. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of African atheists. There's just not a lot. There's more than we know. It's not a lot. You know what I mean? So, and even in those places, you know, the African non-believers, even a lot of them have a lot of, you know, things that needs to be deconstructed, just to tell you the truth.
Yes, sir.
You know, so it's one of those things where I said, you know what, I want to make that community. I really want to make that community for us to come together and be humans, which is why I created the entire cookout event that I hope you can come to. That's the reason why I created it, because I want to create a space where it's not just about us, you know, going after the Christians and stuff like that. It's about us coming together in fellowship. You know what I mean? Because I don't believe in the entire thing of you get two atheists in a room, you're gonna get four different opinions. I don't necessarily believe that. We still have camaraderie amongst us. We still have a certain viewpoint amongst us, especially as Black people. Our cultures are a lot more similar, especially if we're living here in the West. You know what I mean? When I first started dating my wife, she's Jamaican. Our families were kind of concerned because, like, how's the culture going to clash? Until I started talking to her, I'm like, it's not. We literally the same. We family. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with any African American I meet. I'm like, oh, you grew up doing this, you grew up doing that, you grew up doing that. I did too. We family. You know what I mean? That's what I found. So that's why I've always said I want to create that community for us to just
I like that.
Be humans with each other, you know?
But you know, like, what I love about this is it highlights a broader diversity issue within traditionally white spaces, right? Because when we think of it, we just think of the color issue, like, oh, everybody in here looks the same. But it's not just a color, it's also a culture. It's also a behavior. It's also memories. It's also stories. It's also biases about levels of appropriateness, volume appropriation. Like, you get a few of us in the room, we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna laugh loudly. You know, we're gonna have a good time. And I think, and it's just from my own, from my own observations. I've been in a few spaces now. There are a lot of spaces that accept me as a colored person, but not as a culturally African person.
Yes, exactly.
So as long as I'm black and in the room and my behavior looks like everybody else's behavior, my sound sounds like everybody else's behavior, which kind of locks me into a place of, oh dang, I got a code switch here too. So when I come here, I gotta okay, I'll make sure, oh, let me not pick up the brown liquor while I'm here. Let me just stick with the red wines,
Exactly.
But like there are these cultural aspects that, and it doesn't just impact the secular community's ability to handle diversity with race. It also impacts our ability to handle diversity with different levels of neurospiciness, different levels of autism, wherever someone may be on the spectrum. It also impacts our ability to respect diversity or promote diversity with women, because then it all becomes this I don't see color and I don't see differences type of environment, where then we don't get to actually celebrate what's actually different about us. What I love about this, the work we're doing with Bridge City, which is often counterintuitive for people. When people join Bridge City, they think, yes, some people, they think, yes, I just joined something that's going to help me take down Christians. I just joined something that's going to help me be the next best apologist. And I'm like, no, we can build some courses for that if that's what you want, but that's not what Bridge City is for. I think one of our members described it best. It's more like a virtual neighborhood. You move in, you get to know your neighbors, and you co-create the community that you want to be a part of. And so now what we have because of that, we have people in our community who are building their own types of clubs. They have book clubs, politic clubs, all different things, art clubs that are important to them. We have a production team now. We have a music team. They're actually collaborating on music, producing and performing it together because those are things that they like to do. And those are things that for many people, church used to give a home for. Church gave a home for musicians, for singers, for people who were passionate about working with the youth, for people who wanted to feed people, for people who wanted to work with people who were marginalized or less than. Church in many communities is that only avenue to make that available. So when we talk about community, it's about coming together and being alive together. And there's so much opportunity that flows from that. It'll never look the same. Maybe yours will give birth to book clubs and movie nights and all different types of things, but it happens because it's creating space for people to come together and do life together. And I'll say this and move to my next question. One of my biggest concerns is that we're becoming so good at breaking down what we don't like that we're losing the skill of building up what we need to live. And that's where community becomes important. So I'm gonna ask you this, because I think this kind of goes straight in line with this. You do debate and you do commentary. Where do you think debate helps Black atheists, and where do you think it stops being enough?
I think it helps Black atheists because at the end of the day, what do we see? Because a lot of young people spend their time online, right?
Yes,
through Instagram, through TikTok, and unfortunately, the way a lot of people get their information nowadays is through online, through these little clips and everything like that. You know what I mean? So what happens is that what spreads in our community is I would say both religious and political clips. And the reason why I refuse to cede the space to Christians, especially white conservative Christians, the reason why I refuse to concede the space is because everything that I saw that happened with Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
You had Christians out there, Christians who look like us, Black Christians, defending this man to the death.
Yes.
You had them defending this man. You know what I mean? And they would say the same thing. Oh, I just saw these clips of him and he's not saying anything wrong. He's talking about us becoming Christian. A lot of people don't realize how much religion can affect your political viewpoint.
Oh, yes.
It can affect your political viewpoint a lot, because now you have a lot of people saying that they're Christian before they're a black person.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And there are people who are out there, we know something that's a culturally black thing to do. Whenever you hear God is good, what do you say?
All the time.
You say that all the time. Exactly. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not a person that says that anymore, because it's like, I just tell the person I don't believe, but all the time, but I don't believe anymore. I just tell them that. Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't believe all the time, but I don't believe it anymore. So I just tell them that because I know what to say. I was gonna tell them, I'm just gonna preference. I know what to say. There are people out there who are not even doing that now because it's more associated with being black than being Christian. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw all that going on, I'm like, I can't see this space, because the reason why I think it's help is not because I just want to dunk on Christians, right?
Yeah.
I think it's because people need to see certain they need to see different viewpoints. They need to see people who deconstruct. They need to see people who can talk to these quote unquote learned pastors or whatever, these huge big philosophers that they think that they are, and see someone can go with them toe to toe and break down like either their misunderstandings of scripture itself, or the fact that these people don't really know everything, or their philosophy is extremely flawed. I mean, folks need to see that. And it's not just for another Christian to be, deconverted. It's for what I always say is the reason why I do my discussions and debates is for Christians, those who are still in it, either Christian, Muslim, or anything else that you are, to think critically about what you believe in.
Yeah.
If it's something that gives you comfort, it's something that you want to keep as part of your identity, I'm not going to take it away from you, but I want you to think critically about what you're saying and what you believe, because there are still folks out there, and I get it on my lives all the time. People who will call me wicked, people who will call me demons, people who will call me this, that, and the third, completely dehumanizing stuff. You know what I mean? And every single time, like, I will talk to the Christian, I'll be like, listen, this is what Christianity is doing to you, or this is what Islam is doing to you. You're literally coming up here to another human being and saying that I'm worse than Epstein.
Yeah.
Just because I don't believe the same way that you do. That's what it's causing. It's causing in my mind, a psychological sickness.
Yeah.
Where someone who doesn't believe the same way as you do is a danger to you.
Yes.
And that's a problem, because remember what I said from before, when black people are in a mostly white space, what do? We look for each other for safety.
Yeah.
But if you view me as more dangerous than the person who wants to take your voting rights away,
come on now,
just because he believes in the same Jesus that you do, we're putting ourselves in danger here, aren't we?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so that's usually most of the reason why I do what I do. Now, of course, it's kind of a hobby for me, right? I like to debate. That's and it's not even just religion. I like to debate. I debate music, movies. Yeah, I mean, I watch battle rap, so I like to debate that. You know what I'm saying? So it's fun. When the Kendrick Drake thing happened, that was a fun thing to debate about. I love debating the Kendrick Drake thing. You know what I mean? But it's just something that I like to do. We can make it fun hobbies too. Yeah, I mean, like
absolutely,
things could be fun. I mean, we could. What's your favorite food? You know what I mean? Does pineapple go on pizza? These could be very, very fun to do. But I do know that religion and politics is very, very serious to people. So my goal is to put out there to the audience, any audience out there, think critically about what you believe. Find a good reason for why you believe what you believe it for. You know what I mean? And the people who believe opposite to you, stop viewing them as either lost sheep or demons or wicked. You know what I mean? Like, you're dehumanizing people at that point.
Come on,
you're dehumanizing people. Like, you have to understand that. And I always tell people, I was like, think about what you're just saying here. Did Jesus come here to tell you that I'm polluted? Did he? Is that what he wants you to do? Is because he wants you to win souls, right? Is calling me wicked gonna win the soul?
Come on now.
It's not gonna do that, right? It's gonna piss me off. It's not gonna do that. So that's usually, I think that's how it helps. It's always been my dream, or my goal. Actually, it's my goal that one day the Shade Room is gonna share your clips. That's my goal. You know what I mean? The Shade Room will share your clips. It doesn't even have to be my clips. It doesn't have to be
Wow.
mine. If they share yours, if they share Mandisa's, if they share
Come on.
bars, thinkers, trust but verify, Lords. Shout out to all. I'm just shouting out all the people on TikTok right
throw
now.
them out there. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Be Easy, Open Book, who else? African Atheist, Afro Atheist, Bakanga. Dude, Bakanga is amazing. I love Bakanga. He's amazing. But like those people, right? Be Easy as well. Skeptical. I watched Skeptical the other day. She makes some video as well. Skeptical is amazing. She's also a Nigerian atheist. I think she grew up in Atlanta.
Oh,
amazing people, right? Amazing creators.
Come on.
If they share any of these clips, then that means that more people will see it and more people will have the discussion. Because I don't like the fact that that's the reason why I do what me and Bar do on Sundays. We're actually trying to reach other Black people. I mean, of course, we get you get people who are white to come to our stage, which is fine. That's gonna happen. We already know. But our majority of our conversation, our target audience is Black people. That's actually my target audience. My target audience is other Black people. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want them to shut down their mind when they see someone who doesn't believe the same way they do.
That's right. Yeah.
What's crazy is that they don't shut down their mind when it's another Muslim. When a Christian sees when a Black Christian runs into a Black Muslim, they don't shut down their mind.
Come on.
They can still have a talk conversation. They can still talk. When a Black Muslim sees a Black Christian, they don't shut down their mind. They still talk. They have the discussion. They debate, etc., etc. But when it comes to us as non-believers, complete shutdown is that in this house we worship the Lord and that's it. You know what I mean? They do not want to speak to you. They do not want to talk to you. And that's what I want to do. I want to talk to those people.
That's one of the reasons that like I don't like to attach a lot of labels to myself, but atheist is one of the labels that I do wear proudly. And when people ask me why, it is literally because I'm Black and I know there are so few of us. And if I don't lean into that, then I don't want to say it makes it look like I'm hiding, but it makes it easier for me to hide. And the whole point of doing this work, which I think you've kind of used this language as well, is to normalize it, is to let people know that, especially Black folk, because, and listen, I know there are other minority cultures out there who may be experiencing, similar cultural affinities, but for Black folk, especially here in America, leaving your religion is like losing your identity. Like we have popular celebrities who speak negatively of atheism just for the hell of it. Like Steve Harvey does it at least once every 6 months for whatever reason. And I remember growing up and seeing there was a television show where a young lady brought a man home who was atheist, had a good job, treated her well, and her whole family convinced him if he don't love God, he can't love you. This is how much we've been indoctrinated with it. Like even with our people who are the most sinful, quote unquote, they're still singing about Jesus and they're still singing about God and how much their God loves them and how much they're so it is absolutely everywhere. So I do appreciate that we do have more Black people who are, Black, atheist, and proud and visible, because we need that. It's to think that's what gives others permission. As long as we can be hidden, as long as we can be written off, and this is why I like what you were mentioning about doing with the Sunday shows, because it's not just that we need to be visible, and this might piss some people off, but I'm gonna say it because it needs to be said. We need to be visible and thriving. Okay, we need to be visible and doing well. We need to be visible and smiling and laughing. Otherwise, and I'm just going to tell you how they're going to write us. Otherwise, see, look, they done left God, their whole lives done falling apart. Look, they done left Jesus, and look how the devil is taking over their lives. No, they need to see Black people who have left the church who are living their best fucking lives. I'm sorry, I had to cuss. I had to say it like it is. It is what it is. They have to see us living, okay? And for those of you, for our allies, understand that this is real. Like if they don't see us living better than we were connected to the church, then the incentive value is off. They're going to look at us and have all of the reason in the world to say, you're just bitter. You're just angry at God. You're just misery, and that misery loves company. And so that's why, like, I love the fact that we have people who are doing more work to actually normalize this and show a better picture.
So
So
can I add to that as well?
yes, please do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say, like, this is something that I know other cultures of people that we've heard before, right? Like other especially in the white space. Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard this before. Oh, your church hurt. You just don't believe, and you just angry at God, etc., etc. That is happening less with that demographic now because they're actually seeing atheists who are white, who look just like them, but they're thriving, they're happy. It's out there, it's visible, they see it. But people like myself, like Darante, like Bar, it's not being seen. They don't see us as thriving, they see us as angry. And you could see this in every single atheist talks to Christian video or anything like that that's out there. Yeah, I mean, because remember what I brought up before in the beginning of Christian mean girlism. Yeah, I mean, they will say things to slight you, and then when you get upset about it, they're like, "Oh, okay, that's because they left God." You see their attitude.
Yes,
they do that all the time.
Oh,
Classic
man.
Darvo shit, right? Classic Darvo. You know what I mean? So is like me right now, even though I have had a couple of crash outs on live, I've started to try to calm myself a lot more, and I'm like, that's what they're trying to make me do. They're baiting me into this in order for them to clip this and call me evil and wicked and said this is what atheists do. Yeah, I mean, I know that's what they're trying to do because the entire live, they're either gonna be saying, "Oh, I don't know if you're stupid or what," but I'm gonna repeat myself. They'll say stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just to get at you. You know what I mean? And of course, I gotta check it quick. I'm like, hey, listen, we're not here to do all that. If you're gonna be snarky, just leave. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta talk. You know what I mean, that's like. You ain't gotta talk to me. Like we ain't gotta do that. So that's why I say that why it's important for us to be. I think what a lot of audience needs to understand is that yes, I bring up being black a lot, but at the end of the day, being black in our society is political.
Yes,
I mean, it's our existence in of itself is political. So we just have to approach this from that mind frame. And it's in everything that we do, music, sports, even something that's as apolitical as atheism. We have to approach it that way. You know what I mean? Because it affects everything that we do. Our existence is political. So we have to be here, we have to thrive, and we have to be out there. My bad, I didn't mean to.
No, that's a great point. When I deconverted back in 2014, of course, I kind of stayed in the closet for a while. And 2024 is when I kind of made my big debut. And everyone's big question was, why didn't you connect with any of these legacy organizations? Like you got RFR, you got Freedom from Religion, you got the Clergy Project. Why didn't you connect with any of those? And my answer has been because they didn't look like me. They didn't look like anything that it didn't look like it was responding to a need that I actually had. It didn't. I think like for a black pastor who started his church, a church planner, start your church, you're walking away from a 20-year career. I know some people need emotional help. I need economic strategy after that. Who am I after this? I just walked away from my whole career. Support group, that's nice. That's nice. For a lot of people need that. At that moment, I needed to figure out how the hell I was going to live and feed my family after that. And I add that in there because that's one of those things that gets taken for granted in spaces that want to be diverse, but are not recognizing the political weight and the political tax that comes with diversity. Because there is a tax that comes with it. And it's not just a black tax. There's a black tax. There's a gender tax. There's a neurospicy tax. There is a difference tax. If you don't match the culture, if you don't conform to the room, it costs you more to be in the room. And until we're having those type of conversations, diversity is always going to be a challenge for organizations that are not sensitive to those differences. And so I have to ask you, or I want to give you this opportunity rather, tell us about your work with the Black Atheist Coalition. How did you come up with this, and what is your goal?
The Black Atheist Coalition, the reason why I came up with this is because I saw other spaces in the secular space that were doing content, and it was collaborative content, such as The Line. The Line does. I'm sure you were on there before as well.
Yes.
The Line does like collaborative content. Like they give everybody access to that channel, or they, you know, they're producers, and they bring people on, and they bring them together with other people who are in the space in order to do their shows and everything like that. Something with the ACA. I saw the Atheist Community of Boston doing exactly the same thing with like Talk Heathen, the Atheist Experience, their flagship show, Truth Wanted, which I'm gonna be on Truth Wanted soon, like in July. I'm very, very happy about that. But,
all right.
Second week of July, I should be on Truth Wanted. So when I started seeing that, right, I was like, there's a lot of collaborative spaces for that, but I don't see us as Black atheists collaborating too much.
Yeah,
when on TikTok, we're on each other's panels. I mean, that happens, but here, YouTube, this is still the flagship of where people do collaborations, where people do content on. Even though TikTok is very, very popular, YouTube is still the flagship for that. You know what I mean? And there are still people who come here. This is still one of the most popular sites in the world. So I said, I don't see a lot of people when they do their TikToks, they're either not streaming it to YouTube, or the other issue is that they're going live at the same time. You know what I mean? So I said what I wanted to do is I want to create a central platform for people to do their content. It doesn't necessarily have to be debate content. If you're on there just doing, you know, any type of blog or anything like that, just talking into the camera, it's not like what you do, you know, commentary, putting out ideas, put it on the Black Atheist Coalition. You know what I mean? Go ahead. If you're streaming live, but you're just playing video games, just, you know, kind of shooting the shit, go ahead and put it on the Black Atheist Coalition. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. Is that central platform for Black secular, non-religious people, even spiritual people. If you're a person that does ATR or anything like that, go ahead and put it on the Black Atheist Coalition. You know what I mean? I don't mind. Put it on there. So we have a central platform for people to understand and know that, yes, this is normal. Just like how you said, normalized for Black non-religious people. You know what I mean? That's the reason why I created that for. It's been a tough road ahead. You know what I mean? Because I think I'm the only one that pays attention to it. But any Black person that does content, that is a secular person, agnostic, atheist, spiritual, I always tell them on, if you do content, send me your email. I'll make you an editor on that channel. So anytime you want to go live on it or post a video on it, you can. You can post videos, you can go live, you can do a post on it, you can comment, and you can even moderate. You know what I mean? You can do all of that. You see what I'm saying? Now, of course, it can be kind of difficult to get all that going, but still, the reason why I made it free, that reason why I made it open source like that, is because I will like anybody who does the type of content that I do, even the content that I don't type of do. If you're live streaming, if you do any type of content, you can post it on there, and people can become like different fans of you. Like, think about it, like if I'm live, right? I'm doing my live stream, I'm doing my debates, and you see the Black Atheist Coalition, and then you go live, but you're doing something else, some other course. And you're also on Black Atheist Coalition. So we're live at the same time. So people who want to see me and my debates, they can watch me. And people who are like, okay, I'm tired of the debates and watch something else, they can watch you. It's like a TV channel. It's like a TV channel, because remember, there can be different lives at different times. You know what I mean? Or at the same time. Like, I can be live on it and you can be live on it, and someone else can be live on it all at the same time.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that can happen. Like, because YouTube doesn't restrict that. YouTube doesn't restrict how many people can be live on a channel at the same time. You can have 7, 8, 9, 10 people all live at the same time. So it's kind of like a TV channel. You know what I mean? And you can flip between different people. That's what the reason why I created it for, because I know there's a lot of people who do my content, that type of content, and they don't really stream to YouTube. So that's why we did that for. And the second reason is for that collaboration. You know, for that collaboration. Once you build up that fan base, they're going to be people who will be like, hey, have you heard of this person? Have you heard of this person? People should collab. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who didn't know that me and you have done videos before, right? And they'll come to the comment section of one of my videos and say, hey, have you ever heard Darante LaMar? Do a video with him. Like, yeah, I'm gonna hit him up. You know what I mean? I've done videos with him, and I'll send him a video that I did with you. Or they will say, hey, have you ever heard of this person, Skeptical, or this person, Black Atheist Rants? Have you ever seen Mandisa Thomas?
Yeah.
I get those all the time. I'm like, yeah, we do that. That was my point of doing the Black Atheist Coalition. So we all have a space for us to collab. That's why I created a Discord for it too as well. So we all the creators have a central place to do to collaborate and post, not just post all of our content, but like cross promote the content and even get constructive critique on each other's content. You know what I'm saying? But like, oh, I like this. You could do this. Hey, did you want to do a collaboration on here? Stuff like that. That's the reason why I created it for. And that's where the offshoot of Bash came from. The Black Atheist Skeptics Cookout. Yeah, that's where that came from. So because if we're all going to be collaborating together and we all are friends and everything like that, let's go ahead and link up. And that's why I created Bash for the cookout. And I want to do that every year.
Excuse me. I love that. That's and it takes some real work. It takes some real thought. It takes some real planning. And I think that's often what scares people about having to do the work of community, because it is actual work. It takes some real ingenuity, some real innovation, and some real stick-to-itiveness. So I'm real proud of you, man, and the work you're doing, and just for sticking to it. And I'm really, really excited to see these cookouts get up and started, because I think that's going to be incredible, and it's needed. I have a few more questions for you, and I'll try not to hold up your time too much. For those of you that are hanging out with us on the chat, thank you all for being here tonight. If you have any questions that you want to specifically ask, make sure to super chat them, and we'll try to catch them. But I have a few more questions that I want to jump in on real quick. This next one is, what do you think Black religious people misunderstand most about Black atheists? And I know we've kind of hit it a little bit, but what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding that Black religious people have about Black atheists?
We're not hurt, y'all. Stop saying that, please.
Yeah.
We are not hurt, y'all. We good, man.
Yeah.
we good over here. We are not hurt, y'all. We are not upset. We don't hate God. I can't hate something I don't believe in. Like,
yeah.
Like I know that Frieza from Dragon Ball Z is a bad guy. I don't hate him. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't hate these people. Like, y'all, we don't hate God. We don't hate you. Yeah, I mean, what's one thing that I think they misunderstand about us is that we're not all these angry, just vicious people who just want to attack Christianity and take away your faith for some odd reason. I mean, that's not what we're doing here. We're doing it here because we want to talk to our people. We want to talk to other religious people out there and let them know that we are here. People who look like us can be non-believers. I mean, that's what we do. And yeah, I want to say something else, but yeah, that's pretty much encapsulate us. Y'all have to understand that. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Another thing I think they see that they make is that you are not your religion.
Yeah,
your beliefs are different from you. We don't have to respect your belief because I don't have to respect that an ultimate super wizard created the universe and picked an average sized galaxy and a small planet.
Yes,
to give his ultimate message to a bunch of goat herders in the Iron Ages. I don't have to. That's ridiculous. I don't have to believe that. That sounds ridiculous.
Yes,
that sounds completely nonsense. You know what I mean? I don't have to believe that the ultimate creator of the universe, impregnated a 14-year-old with himself to sacrifice himself onto himself.
Come on now,
to create a loophole for the rules that he created. That's ridiculous. I do not have to believe that. But just because I mock the religion does not mean I'm mocking you.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a completely different person from the religion. I can respect you because you're a human being that deserves that respect. Until you show me that you don't deserve it. And the only humans I think that don't deserve human respect are people who, on the Epstein files. Those people don't they don't deserve human respect, in my opinion. No, I mean, that's just in my opinion. They don't deserve respect. But everybody else, until you show me you're the type of person, I'm gonna respect you as a human being.
Yeah.
I mean, there are even people who the cross burning people, even them. I would say they still get human rights. I'm not gonna respect them anymore because of their beliefs, but they still should get human rights. I'm not gonna enslave them or think that they need to be put on the wall. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? So you are different from your ideology. You're still a human being. You know what I mean? So me making fun of the Bible or the Quran does not mean I'm making fun of you. You're still the person that I respect. I'm still gonna give you love. You know what I'm saying? So that's I think that's what people need to realize when they come to my stage. I'm never rude with a Christian or a Muslim or any believer until they're rude with me. Until they start doing the I don't know if you're slow or stupid thing. And so they start doing that, that's when I'm gonna be rude to them. I mean, because you came up to my stage with some bullshit. So now I ain't got now the gloves is off. I ain't got to respect you now, bro.
I'm matching that energy. That energy. Oh, I love it. What do you think non-Black spaces misunderstand most about Black atheists? Because I think we have some good allies out there who are like, no, I'd love to see more Black atheists get involved. What do you think those non-Black spaces misunderstand most about Black atheists?
Exactly what you said before. There's a cultural difference, and just because there's a cultural difference, y'all, does not mean that we can't, get along or be together or find community together still. You know what I mean? It's just that when you're in a diverse space, you're gonna have to understand the diversity, just like how you said. I watched a TikTok one time that says that the language of white supremacy is silence, because every time you go into a gentrified area, what is the first thing that they do? They call the police for what? It's too loud.
Yep.
That happens every single time. And there's a phenomenon right now called Silent Brooklyn. And Brooklyn is a very, very Black borough. Yeah. Very, very Caribbean borough. And listen, I'm from Haiti, wife's from Jamaica. We have friends and family from Guyana, from Trinidad, from Cuba. We are very loud. We are very loud people. Have you ever seen videos of the Parkway on Labor Day? We are extremely loud people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We're loud, you know what I mean? And I've been to African American church. We are loud people.
Yes, sir. Yes,
we
sir.
are loud people, you know what I mean? So there is that cultural difference. I think when I think there's something that is misunderstood by them for that cultural difference, and the fact that there is in fact a lot of viewpoint of political difference. We do view the world through our Black lenses.
Yes,
I mean we're not colorblind. No. I'm sorry, that doesn't happen. We're not colorblind. I understand that we're all one race, the human race. Yeah, I get that. That's cute. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's cool. But at the end of the day,
come on,
we different from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're all the human race, but humans are different.
That's
right. I mean, we're not all the same here. We have different political and world views, and that's going to be different amongst us. You know what I mean? Our spaces are going to be a lot louder than y'all's. That's just what it is. Our candor is a lot louder than yours. It is what it is. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you get 2 or 3 Black people around, you're gonna be hearing N-word and bitch every other word. That's what's gonna happen.
Come on,
that's what's gonna happen.
Hey, that's it.
That's just the way that we talk to each other. You know what I mean? We know how to. We don't have any issues with each other. Yeah, I mean, but we're gonna be grabbing each other. We're gonna be a little loud. We're gonna be like, man. We're gonna be slapping down the Uno cards and the dominoes. That's what we're gonna do.
Hey, bro, that's just you don't want to be near the spades table because it's about to get rough. It's
about to get rough. and let me tell you, every time people bust out the space, I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm still a novice. Don't put me as your partner. You are going to lose. You're gonna lose, bro. Don't pick me as your partner. You're gonna lose, bro.
Because I don't need you cussing at me in the middle of the dang game.
Exactly. I'm like, bro, you're gonna lose, bro. Like, don't pick me as your partner. Now, if we playing Uno, we good.
Yes. And
I think that's most of it.
That's really such a good point, and it's not necessarily asking other people to become a caricature of what they think our culture is. It's making room so that people don't have to censor themselves when they're around you. And that's what makes cultural diversity so hard, because we end up having these informal rules of appropriateness that don't actually fit any real rules. And so I'm glad you hit that. My last question for you for the evening, and it's more of a just another opportunity. We talked about the Black Atheist Coalition. Tell us about the cookout, man. How did you come up with this idea? When is it going down? How does this work? And how do people get invited? How do we get invited to the cookout? Talk to us.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Now, here's the thing about the cookout. I got to preface this first. It's a Black event, y'all. It's a Black event. It really is. The cookout is a Black event, y'all. All right. So that it is what it is. The cookout is a Black event. Now to be invited into it, the link is going to be in my bio. Give me about 10-15 minutes. I have to put the links in. But other than that, the reason why I came up with it, or how I came up with it, is that, like we were saying before, we need spaces and we need community for Black religious people, and we don't have that a lot. Yeah. Now, I was seeing a lot of conferences going on. And those conferences are nice, all good and well, right? But I wanted to create an event specifically for Black secular and non-religious people. And I was like, what is our culture? What do we do whenever we come together as a people? We cook. We cook out. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and create this cookout because I want to have an in real life event for non-religious people. And I think was one of the things that kind of pushed me to do it is because there was something that I saw on Twitter when I was on there. I saw on Twitter, I think it was last year. There was a person, a Black woman, who created an event for Black atheist people, to link up and meet up. Yeah. And there were people who were upset about it, angry about it. Man. Yeah, I mean, they don't want us to be loud and proud atheists who come out there and thrive together. A lot of people don't want that, even our own.
Yep.
Even our own. So I said, what I'm gonna do is it kind of came out as ways, kind of a spite, but also because I wanted to have that community. I want to meet the people that I do content with, that I've been inboxing, that have my text message, that were there for me and my wife when we went through tragedy last year. They were there for me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to create an in real life event for all of us to be together and all of us for us to thrive together and see each other, and for us to do it doesn't even have to be anything about content. It doesn't have to be anything about content. It doesn't have to be anything about workshops. It has to be anything about making courses. It is going to be a spot for us to just be, Black people to just be together and be atheists together. What I mean? And that's when I said, this is going to be the cookout. I'm going to create a cookout. And the Black Atheist is the Black Atheist, Agnostic, Skeptics, and Humanist cookout. Yeah, I mean, so because there are people who label themselves as skeptic, and other people who label themselves as humanists, but not necessarily atheists, which is fine. So I said, the Bash cookout: Black Atheists, Agnostics, Skeptics, and Humanists. All you are invited to come. It is a Black event. The link is going to be on my channel soon. Give me a few minutes and I'll put it up. But the link will be there, and it's going down second week of June. Now it's going down to Central Florida, and the reason for that is because I live in Florida. But there are people from around the country coming. There's folks from Ohio coming. We have like about 6 or 7 from Texas that are going to come.
Come on now.
And there are folks from Georgia who are going to come. And what I want to do for next year, I want to link up with Black Non-Believers, because Black Non-Believers has the Reason Revival. And I think theirs go down also second week of June. So if I can link up with them, do Reason Revival and the Bash cookout, and we like collab on that. I think theirs is up in Georgia though, which is where a lot of people are don't have any problem going to. They don't have a problem going to Georgia. I would love to do that. We'll go to Georgia, or if they do it somewhere else, That'll be
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I mean, if by next year we're not able to make that work out, my second plan is to have it in Texas, probably Houston. In the year after that, we'll see if we can go like to Memphis or St. Louis, somewhere like that, because I want to put it in places where people are able to go to. You know what I mean?
Yep.
One of these days, maybe we'll go to the West Coast. And Darante, who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe if me and you could get as big as Alex O'Connor, we can do tours. You know what I mean?
Right.
we can do tours. Because another thing with all this, man, I've always said, and this is something that even though I want to create our communities and everything like that, and I want to push in real life events. I want to push normalization of Black atheists.
Yeah.
The other vain part of me, I want us to blow, bro. You should have had 1 million subscribers by now, Darante. You should have had it. You should have had 1 million by now. Man. Yeah, you should have had at least 500,000 to 1 million subs by now. You feel me?
I'll take it.
And I think the only reason why that is because the algorithm doesn't feed people who look like us or have to be adjacent. You know what I mean? Now, of course, you have FD Signifier who's killing it. Like
yes.
FD Signifier is killing it, but that's because he does like 3-hour essays. I ain't doing all that, bro. I can't do all that, bro. I can't do all that. But you know what I mean? But we do have other people like, you know, the Destinies and the Voshas out there who do the same thing. You know what I mean? They do all this debate content and they have the 500 to 1 million subscribers. You know what I mean? They're huge influencers. And of course, we have the pastors who are all on YouTube who have the 500,000 to 1 million subscribers.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And that denigrate deconstruction. So I said, you know what? As much as it pains me to say it, we need Black atheist influencers.
Yes, right.
We're gonna need that. You know what I mean? And if I'm not leading the charge, I hope Mandisa leads it, or you lead it, Darante, or Bar leads it. Someone needs to lead that charge because we need that. You know what I mean? Because we need normalize. That's how something gets normalized.
That's right.
If you have an influence in that space, that's how it gets normalized, and that's what we need to do. And that's why I created the batch cookout, because I know if something happened, like we was making fun of it, was kind of having fun in the group chat, right? Because I created a whole group chat for it. So it's gonna have fun in the group chat. And I said, hey, y'all, you know, Orlando is that's the area I'm in. I'm in Orlando. I said the Orlando area is very, very highly Caribbean, but there's soul food spots out here. Lots of African Americans out here in Orlando. And because of that, there's a lot of Black spots. You know what I mean? There's a lot of spots for Black people, a lot of lounges for us and everything like that. I don't know if you've ever seen those on social media, Darante, where you know, the bottle girls are bringing out the signs and the bottles and everything like that. And I said, hey, y'all, I might be able to get a section for us, and I will get a sign that says Black Atheist Coalition, No God We Trust. You know what I mean? I'll get one. I'll get one that says Black Atheist Coalition, No God We Trust. You know what I mean? Because I know something like that will go viral. I know something like that will go viral.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
love it.
Yeah, man. But I'll if anybody can make it out there. I did see someone in your comments says that he's half Black. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. You can still come out. You know what I mean? I'll have no issues with that. So you can go ahead and come out if you're able to. It's gonna be in my bio, like I said. It's basically like a sheet, like a RSVP. If you can come, it'll ask for your name, your phone number. I'll add you into the group chat. It's a Signal group chat. I'll add you. I'll give you all the information you need. I'll let you order the t-shirts as well. I'm going to go ahead and that's what I'm working on next. As a matter of fact, after we get off here, I have a store I'm gonna be posting as well. So that's the reason why I came up with it, and that's why I want y'all to be out there. I appreciate y'all, and if anyone is able to come out, if you can't come out this year, that's fine. You know, it's close to June, so I'm not gonna ask you to buy a $700 ticket. You know, so, but if you can come out, if you can support it, I'm gonna be live all day when we finally do it, and you know, next year, you know, either Georgia and Texas, I hope you can come out there.
Man, that is awesome. We actually do have a small group of people from Bridge City in the in between Miami and Orlando. So I'll make sure they know about it. We someone just started a new club on our global campus for conventions and conferences. So I'll make sure that we get it added to the list so other people will know about it. But that's incredible. It sounds fun. We did an event in LA last year, and the first night was supposed to be really structured, right? And then I get there and we're actually with the people. And I say, you know what, I think we gotta call an audible. Instead of being a really structured night, we're just gonna hang. We're just gonna live, let's get these drinks going, let's get people talking, and let's just have a good time. And it was one of the most incredible experiences that I've had in a long time. And we need more of that. We need more of that. Well, dude, listen, I cannot thank you enough for being willing to come on, because this was kind of last minute. We just talked last week, and I was just like, hey, you want to come on?
yeah, exactly. It's because there's some things happening. We're not gonna put them out here. There's some things happening, and we're like, and that's when I hit up Darante. I'm like, bro, I just saw this video and 100% agree, and like, bro, I saw this other video. What's going on there? What happened? But yeah, man, it's.
But I think that
humans have drama. That's what it is.
People be peopling, bruh. And that's definitely one of the things that I try to pay attention to. One thing you will learn about me is that I don't sit at tables for long. I'll sit down, peep the room, and figure out if this is where I want to eat at or not. And I've been at a lot of tables since I've been here, and I haven't seen many that I'd be willing to return to. And that's not. I don't necessarily want to write people off. We've created an issue in this space that we don't have the maturity to navigate. And that's one of the biggest problems. We've created parasocial relationships where people see us creating content and think that means we're good people. That means we're mature people. That thinks that means we're disciplined people. And unfortunately, when you do that, you do repeat the same type of harms that we left the church world to get away from. And so, you have some things that are very big, and y'all know I'm gonna try not to go into the details, but you got some things that are very big, and you have some things that are very small. But one of the things that I paid attention to is that we created a culture. I can't say we, because I didn't help do this shit. Y'all did, not you, but y'all, they know. They created a culture.
Yeah, they created it,
where dehumanization is sport. And once you do that, it's a slippery slope to nowhere. And like that, you're never going to get community if there's always a reason to dehumanize someone. You're not going to get a community if there's reason to slander people. You're not going to get a community if there's reason to constantly gossip about other people. At that moment, you're no longer dealing with adults. And so, yes, we may all be atheists, but I learned quickly that we are not all adults. And I am one of those people that I prefer to only be in relationships with adults. Okay, that's my little piece. That's my little piece. But no, Volcy, thank you so much for being here. I think I have your links to the channels, to your channels in the description, and of course you have yours linked as well. So listen, find him, support the work that he's doing. Be looking out for the cookout. Listen, if you're a Black content creator and you're a non-believer, you're an agnostic, you're an atheist, you're on the fringes, you're spiritual, whatever it is, check out the Black Atheist Coalition. It's a great way to get connected with other creators to kind of find your tribe. As he said, like one of the first things we do when we deconvert, when we deconstruct, or we're going into any space is we look for each other. Well, he's made it easier for you to find each other. So please check it out. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. I'm going to get us closed out. I don't think I have anything profound to say, so I think I'm just going to play some music. But I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. And until next time, y'all keep rising.
Don't sit around, please don't settle now. We can do better now. We can get up. Please don't sit around, please don't settle now. We can do better now. Yeah. Get up. Please don't sit around. selves.